a chance to give an interview. She may say something that we will interpret as a real answer, even though we both know it's probably going to be garbage.
After being stripped of her title and forced out of her home of nearly 2 decades, Sarah Ferguson is sitting on offers that could change everything. 6-figure deals are flooding in from networks around the world, all waiting for one thing: her side of the story. And after what the palace just put her through, insiders are asking a question that's making Buckingham Palace very nervous. Will she finally break her silence? Make sure to subscribe to Royal Family Daily so you never miss the latest palace updates. October 2025 marked a turning point that no one saw coming. King Charles made the decision to strip Prince Andrew of all his royal titles, effectively erasing him from the official family structure. Andrew became Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, just another private citizen. But here's what caught everyone off guard. Sarah lost her title too. The Duchess of York, a name she'd carried for decades, was gone. She became plain Sarah Ferguson overnight. For the woman who once called herself part of the happiest divorced couple in the world, this was just the beginning of her nightmare. The announcement sent shockwaves through royal circles. Sarah had spent years rebuilding her image, working with charities, writing books, even appearing on television to share her story of resilience. All of that progress vanished in an instant. The eviction notice for Royal Lodge came next. This wasn't just any property. Sarah and Andrew had lived there together for over 17 years, long after their divorce. It was their sanctuary, the place where they rebuilt their unusual but functional relationship. The 30-room mansion had become a symbol of their unconventional bond, proof that they could make it work on their own terms. Now they were being forced out, and rumours suggest they'll have to go their separate ways. The palace wasn't just taking their titles. They were dismantling the life they'd carefully constructed, brick by brick. But the real scandal that set everything in motion happened back in September 2025. A leaked email surfaced, one that Sarah had sent back in 2011. In it, she called Jeffrey Epstein a supreme friend and thanked him for his support. The timing couldn't have been worse. This email came just weeks after she had publicly promised to cut all ties with Epstein. When the story broke, the fallout was immediate. Charities began dropping her as a patron, one after another. Her children's book deal got cancelled. Income streams that she'd relied on for years suddenly dried up. The woman who had survived scandal after scandal was now watching her reputation crumble in real time. So, where does someone like Sarah Ferguson go when the palace turns its back? The options aren't exactly glamorous. There's talk of her moving to Portugal, where her daughter Eugenie has a mansion and has been living with her family. Others suggest she might end up in a converted cattle shed on Beatrice's estate in the Cotswolds, a far cry from the luxury she's been accustomed to. Some reports claim she's looking at independent rentals, trying to start over from scratch at an age when most people are settling down. Andrew apparently invited her to stay with him at a cottage in Sandringham, but sources say she refused. She's not following him anywhere, especially not to a place where she'd be under even more scrutiny. One insider put it bluntly, she has nowhere to go and no one to go with. And here's the kicker. Her security is now her own responsibility. No more palace protection. No more safety net. She's truly on her own. If you think Sarah deserves better after everything she's been through, hit that like button right now. That's when the offers started coming in. US networks, channels in the Gulf states, even UK broadcasters, all waving 6-figure checks in front of her. And one name keeps coming up: Oprah Winfrey. Oprah interviewed Sarah before back in the day. And let's not forget, Oprah was the one who sat down with Harry and Meghan for that bombshell interview that rocked the palace to its core. If Sarah goes with Oprah, you know it's going to be explosive. Royal experts are calling this a make-or-break moment for her reputation. One source put it simply, she needs the cash. Another added, she has absolutely nothing to lose. And that's exactly what has the palace on edge. Insiders fear Sarah is about to go rogue. There's speculation she might use this interview to distance herself from Andrew, claiming she knew nothing about his connections to Epstein. But it could go even further than that. Experts warn she might throw other royal family members under the bus to save herself. One commentator asked the question everyone's thinking. Who knows whose dirty laundry they will air out? King Charles and Queen Camilla are reportedly worried they could be caught in the crossfire. After all, Sarah's been on the inside for decades. She knows things, a lot of things. Drop a comment below and let us know. Should Sarah do the interview or keep quiet? The financial pressure is real. With her book deal cancelled and charity patronages gone, Sarah needs money fast. She's got housing to figure out, living expenses piling up, and no steady income to fall back on. Some reports suggest she's looking for around $13 million for a full tell-all, the kind of payday that would set her up for years to come. That's the kind of number that gets networks interested and bidding wars started. Sources close to her say she's completely on the edge and bruised like never before. This isn't just about reputation anymore. It's about survival, about securing her future when everything else has been stripped away. But here's where it gets complicated. Andrew doesn't want this interview to happen. If Sarah goes on camera and distances herself from him, it leaves him even more isolated than he already is. Reports claim Prince William has been pushing King Charles to disown both Sarah and Andrew completely, cutting them off for good. Palace officials are worried, but privately they admit there's not much they can do to stop her. Sarah's taking her time, reportedly trying to re-establish herself before making a final decision. But with every day that passes, the pressure builds. The stakes have never been higher. For Sarah, this could be her chance to reclaim her story, to separate herself from the scandals that have defined her in recent years. For the palace, it's a potential disaster waiting to happen. After decades of standing by Andrew, even when the rest of the world turned against him, Sarah now faces an impossible choice. Does she protect the royals and stay silent? Or does she finally tell her truth, consequences be damned? With six-figure offers on the table and nothing left to lose, the world is waiting for her answer. Make sure you're subscribed to Royal Family Daily and turn on notifications so you don't miss what happens next. This story is far from over.